When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
Blog Talk Radio.
Writing your book is the easy part. Promoting your book so readers can find and purchase it is the hard part. Welcome to the Author Chat Show, hosted by author-publisher Lynda D.Brown. Follow us at www.facebook.com/authorchat. And to contact the show to promote your book, contact me at theauthorchatshow@gmail.com. Stay tuned and listen to today's show.
Good morning, and welcome to the Tuesday morning edition of the Author Chat Show. I'm your host, Lynda D. Brown. My guest today is author Dean Roberts Sr. Dean is stopping by the Author Chat Show to discuss his book, I'll Fix My Head Before I'm Dead. This is Dean's first appearance on the Author Chat Show, and we'll be right back to chat with him about his book after a word from today's sponsor.
PrimeStar Publicity and Public Relations is a full-service firm ready to fill the needs of their clients. Owner Helen Cook has more than 32 years of publicity, public relations, advertising, and marketing experience, and she focuses her professional talents on working with her clients' strengths to create customized, strategic campaigns, whether their needs are great or small. Radio, TV, print, internet, publicity, marketing, creating a social media presence, branding, client positioning, author tours, speaking events. These are just some of the services PrimeStar provides for their clients. For a complete list of services and other information about the company, please visit our website, www.primestarpublicity.com, or email Helen at helen.cook@primestarpublicity.com, or phone 903-654-0938. PrimeStar's home office is located in the Houston, Texas area.
All right, welcome back to the show. My guest today is author Dean Roberts. Dean is stopping by the show to discuss his book, I'll Fix My Head Before I'm Dead. Dean, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Now I am kind of hearing some background noises. Okay. So hopefully we can get that taken care of so it doesn't affect the conversation. So, Dean, since this is your first time on the Author Chat Show with a very catchy title, I'll Fix My Head Before I'm Dead, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm an inspiring self-improvement advocate, I guess I could say that. I was in the manufacturing business most of my life, and about 20 years ago I sold the business to my kids, and I've done several things since then. The most important part was I bought a trailer and spent a couple of years traveling around, and mostly working on my head was the main purpose of the trip. And I spent a lot of time in California desert area. And it was a very fruitful and rewarding time that I took. And that's what this book is about mostly. It's a few first 10 or 15 pages of description of my life, and the rest of it are journal entries from that period of time.
Okay. Are you like outside, Dean? Because it sounds like I'm hearing some wildlife in the background.
I'm in a dead quiet room. I turned the air conditioner off.
Oh,
so there's really no background noise here at all.
Oh, okay. All right, great. So tell us about the title, I'll Fix My Head Before I'm Dead. I love that. What made you come up with that title?
Well, it kind of grew out of my journaling. I started journaling about 40 years ago. And very often I discussed different aspects of fixing my head because it was pretty damaged head. I started out with a very bad attitude towards school, and I got thrown out when I was 16. So I was depressed, intense, and overweight, and smoked and drank, and really had almost all the things that you could do to wreck your head. So 35, 40 years ago, I had an experience where I was in such bad shape. I woke up in the middle of the night, and I just came to this realization that I have to change, and out of that evolved my head work and my head fixing process.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then you created and now operate greenleafdowhouses.com. Tell us a little bit about that.
In 1962 or 61, I got out of the Navy, and I went to work with my father in his dye-making business. Him and my mother made steel wool dyes. And I did that for about 10 years, and then they retired, and I got into using the dyes to die-cut things. And we made die-cut birdhouses and bird feeders and a variety of different kind of plant holders. And a friend of mine came up with the idea of making a die-cut dollhouse kit. So that, I didn't like the idea particularly, but I was away for a couple of days, and one of the guys working in the dye shop made a sample. And then it was, oh, wow, dollhouses. I signed up for a trade show in Dallas, and it was very popular. It was the only dollhouse in the whole show, and I got quite a few orders from it. So that led to more dollhouses and more trade shows, and 2.5 years later, we were doing $3 million in sales. It was a big rush.
Oh, wow. Oh, absolutely. Dollhouses, even at my age, are still pretty, especially if they're very, really well crafted. That's something that we'll still spend money on as young as older women.
That's exactly our market.
I can believe that. I mean, we grew up, especially us I think I'm part of the first. My generation is part of the first Barbie generation. Barbie came out in late 50s. We were born in late 50s, and it was just such a staple in our life. So I think that's great that you're doing that. And Dean, this cover, I just absolutely love this cover. Is this you on the cover of your book?
That's me.
And are you a contortionist or is that photoshopped?
I did that. I can do that. I do that process as a part of my yoga workout.
My God.
I started doing yoga about 35 years ago. And when I started, Lynda, I was as stiff as a board. I couldn't hardly put my hands together behind my back. So and that was at age, 40 years ago. So that was at age 35. There's hope for anybody that wants to become flexible just a little tiny bit more each day. And all of a sudden you've got resilience and flexibility that it's almost, I surprised myself. I did a workout yesterday in front of the mirror, and I'm as flexible and as strong as I've been at any point in my life.
I believe that. And I hope that you're working on a book about that because that's huge right now, Dean. Regis Philbin and his wife, Joy, are actually, and I'm going to purchase it, they're actually promoting this new product called Tai Chi, and it's basically geared towards seniors that are looking to, do more strengthening and toning so that way their bodies are able to get them into the next phase of our life, so to speak. So, wow. And for you listeners, I hope you get a chance to log on to, while we're chatting, log on to Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, anywhere where you purchase books, and see if you can find Dean's book, I'll Fix My Head Before I'm Dead. On Amazon, the Kindle is $3, the paperback is $7. You have got to see this picture of him on this cover. I love that. Have you been getting a lot of comments about your cover?
Yes, it seems to draw attention. I read that somewhere a long time ago. I decided I wanted to write a book 40 years ago, and they said always find something that eye-catching or unique at a cover. And it was like a last-minute decision. I was just thinking about what to do, and then I was actually sitting in the Lotus in front of a mirror, and well, maybe that's the cover.
Well, I think you did a great job, and I'm glad you did your homework. That's one of the things that we talk about on this show, since a lot of our listeners are authors, and that is that you definitely want a book cover that's going to stand out. Why? Because everybody that's on Amazon, believe it or not, is your competition. So you're going to have to do something a little different to make your book stand out. So not only do you have that wonderful cover of you in your yoga position, but also what I like about it, Dean, is you did your cover in black and white. That's also something that stands out. Any particular reason why you did it that way?
The fellow that I worked with in designing the cover suggested that we do it that way. And I liked it immediately. As soon as we made it rough, I said black and white's the only way to go. I liked it a lot.
Oh, yeah, it looks really, really great. Really does. Okay, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Dean is going to read an excerpt from his book, and then we're going to discuss that excerpt. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor, from Prime Star Publicity. One moment, please.
Prime Star Publicity and Public Relations is a full-service firm ready to fill the needs of their clients. Owner Helen Cook has more than 32 years of publicity, public relations, advertising, and marketing experience, and she focuses her professional talents on working with her clients' strengths to create customized, strategic campaigns, whether their needs are great or small. Radio, TV, print, internet, publicity, marketing, creating a social media presence, branding, client positioning, author tours, speaking events. These are just some of the services Prime Star provides for their clients. For a complete list of services and other information about the company, please visit our website, www.primestarpublicity.com, or email Helen at helen.cook@primestarpublicity.com, or phone 903-654-0938. Prime Star's home office is located in the Houston, Texas area.
Right. We are back with author Dean Roberts, and he's going to read an excerpt from his book. And again, the title of his book is I'll Fix My Head Before I'm Dead. Dean, what page and what chapter are you going to be reading from?
It's page 26.
Page 96. Okay.
It's 26.
Okay.
And most of the book is just journal entries, and this was an entry from January 1st, 1996 in Margaretville, New York. And then there was another year. I will rededicate myself to my most important project, the creation of a second-to-second state of awareness and gratitude for my little drop of time in this great ocean of eternity. All is well. That's all. Study, meditate, breathe, do yoga, and stay aware of how good I have it. Every second, life begins anew. I cannot function outside of this great blanket of ignorance that covers me, but still within these confines, much is possible. Because I finally have learned that the thoughts I permit myself to have create my experience and shape my destiny. I am a creative force. I will peacefully reshape myself and my world. That was another New Year's resolve.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it? Oh, okay. Oh, 5 minutes?
Oh, you want more?
Oh, please, absolutely. We want something that will make us want to immediately go out here and try to find this book, Dean.
This is in Mendocino, California, and 6/3/96. Use time to sow the seeds for future harvest. Start now. This will be the smoothest posture flow of all time, slowly, precisely, with more attention than ever before, and then on to my future's life's work, filling blank books with bullshit. Dean Roberts, the wordsmith. If nothing else, they will make a great bonfire on my 100th birthday. And then the next day or a week later in Fallbrook, California, this time alone has enabled me to see the enormity of my dysfunction, or maybe that's how dysfunctional everybody is. But that is not my problem. My problem keeps growing hair, or at least for a while. What new steps can I take? What can I do to summon up the required effort? Read more, eat less, ease up, breathe deep, relax. Life is better than it's ever been, and I'll see if there's any more wine left in the closet.
Wow.
Want another one?
Actually, I'd like to ask you a question. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Dean. As I'm looking at your book from the Look Inside feature on Amazon, and again, for my authors, this is something you want to make sure that your book can do, that people have an opportunity to actually look inside your book before purchasing. And first of all, kudos for putting pictures in. And I love this one with you with your tongue stuck out. But let's talk about this. You kind of remind me of the old Dennis the Menace from back in the day. But
I think my parents would say so.
Exactly. So I love how this starts out, and if you don't mind, I'm just going to read it to you because it took me a minute to understand really what it was you were saying, and then I had to laugh. So he starts it off by saying, this is right under his, right in the intro of his book. This project got underway in the early winter of 1939. I moved in with two kind, well-meaning idiots that taught me as they have been taught, some of which turned out to be very useful. Okay, so I'm going to stop there and say, okay, so when I read that, honestly, I'm thinking that you had moved in with two roommates. You were actually talking about your parents.
Yeah, they were my roommates.
They were your roommates, right? But I love two well-meaning idiots. And you know what? There's so much truth to that. Because if you were their first child, guess what? You were like their guinea pig. They were finding out what it's like to be a parent. Absolutely. And then you said something that hit me kind of strange, and this is what I wanted to discuss. Then you say in the next paragraph, then for some reason I could never understand, they turned me over to a state-run indoctrination center, but it was a 12-year sentence, but I got 2 years off for bad behavior. Tell us about that. Did they actually turn you over to a facility?
No, they put me in a public education. That's what I'm referring to as an indoctrination center.
Yeah.
And me and public education never got along.
Oh, okay.
It was a bad scene.
Okay, so we're talking about a book with a very dry sense of humor that is hilarious once you understand the meaning. Because, again, when I read that, just right off the top of my head, I'm thinking, oh, my God, his two well-meaning idiots put him in a foster home. What the heck do you do? Especially when I see this picture of you with your tongue sticking out. I love it. Okay, and then I also like the last time I was in the Dean of Boyd's office was the first time we agreed on anything. He told my mother that as far as he was concerned, my education was complete. That's funny. Oh, wow, Dean. You're getting a lot of good reviews from your book.
Thank you.
The way no, absolutely. I love the way that you actually formatted it, too. It sort of looks like a book of poetry, but it reads sort of like a fiction book. Was that by design that you did it that way?
Well, it followed the format that I seem to fall into with my journaling. I read a tremendous amount of personal growth and self-improvement and spiritual books and a whole variety of them. And I always felt that there was a lot more said than needed to be to make the point. And I tried to, even in anything I write, I try to be just as precise as I can and to leave some blank paper on every page that I write. And it's just seemed to fall into that habit that I acquired for no good reason over the course of 40 years of writing.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. And Dean, I went over to your greenleafdowhouses.com website, and these, you actually create these yourself?
Well, they're kits. The pieces are all stamped out, and they're and you glue them together, and you can wallpaper them and paint them and shingle them and electrify them. We even sell electrification kits that you can run flat wires underneath the wallpaper before you wallpaper it. You can have and it's quite a nice fantasy when you turn the lights out in the room and the dollhouse is all lit up and there's little lamps on the tables and chandeliers in the dining room. You know, it's it's an expensive kind of a middle class and better kind of undertaking. It's like model railroading for women, actually.
Well, I have fallen in love with the Storybook Cottage Dollhouse. Thank God I have grandsons and not granddaughters. This is absolutely beautiful, and I'm going to definitely promote this website, if you don't mind, along with your interview, because, you know, believe it or not, we've got Christmas right around the corner, and I think these would be fabulous.
Let's
How
have
did you get started with this?
In fact, I'll send you a Storybook Cottage.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'd have to put it together.
You got to put it
let
together.
Let me tell you. Well, let me tell you.
I did that with my grandson. It's a really nice project to do together if you get one of your kids or grandkids. And just get a space where you can leave it in some different stages of development. And because it's a nice thing to do. Me and my grandson had a lot of fun with it.
Oh, I would love that.
I like putting dollhouses together because I used to put so many together at trade shows.
Right. I'm actually going to pin this on my Pinterest page, the Storybook Dollhouse, so you guys can see it. Everybody that listens to my show are connected to my Facebook page and all my social media. But this is just totally adorable. As the kids say, toot's adorable. You've got, it is just so adorable. You've got like a little, the cottage that has a little dinette set for two. And then it is just the cutest little thing. So let me see if I can find a board to put this on. And then we'll get back to I'm going to put it under Decorate My House. There we go. That's one of mine. That is just or do you have a Pinterest board for this? Because as soon as I hit that for my Pinterest, of course, they say, oh, well, if you like this, there's a board just like this. And so they do have a couple of people that do have dollhouses on here, but this is just absolutely adorable. So I'm going to keep this up so that I can put it on the Facebook fan page.
In the membership section of our website, there's probably 20,000 pictures of Greenleaf dollhouses that people have assembled and painted and decorated in a whole variety of different ways. Oh,
cool. And that's under the membership section?
Yeah.
I will pull that up after the interview.
Okay, great.
So let's get back to the book. All right, so Dean, the book came out, let's see, let me just pull this up real quick, October of 2014. So how have you been marketing the book? Have you had any book signings in your area?
I've had a signing here at the Green Earth, and it was well attended, but I really haven't done a whole lot to market it. I've done a lot of these type of interviews, and nothing seems to have come from any of it. And I'm not at all discouraged by that because I sell myself more. Yeah, there's 4 or 5 other books that I have in mind to do, but I like the idea. It's like I look at this more as a business card than a book. I'd like to get into individual coaching, and I'm going to come out with a once a week or once every 5 days newsletter that I've got a pretty good amount of material in the can. And it would be, again, very short, very brief. Just take one idea and dance with it a little bit and try to, because so much of self-improvement is not learning anything new. It's remembering what you need to know when you need to know it. You know, I knew 40 years ago I should chew my food before I swallow it, but still you get in an interesting conversation with someone, or you're in a rush, listening to some interesting radio, and I'm gulping my food again. It's a long-term practice, remembering what you need to know. And the same thing with mind controlling your head.
Right, exactly. And Dean, have you had a chance to connect with your local library about your book?
I have not, no.
Did I send you the copies of the Author Chat bestseller? They've been Amazon bestsellers, our Author Chat guides for authors, and it basically tells you how to who to connect with and how do you actually go about not only getting your book in your local library, but really partnering with them by doing things like you do. And you actually have. I used to work at a library, so this is one of the reasons why I definitely wrote that book. But not only do you have your book as a great resource or a great project for your library, for your local library, but the doll houses, oh my goodness, especially around the holiday times. This would be a great, and if I did not send you a copy of those books, I'll get those out to you right after the show, because you really want to connect with the program director in your library that does the adult programs and also the children's programs. I think the children's programs, the doll houses, would be great, especially because you know these little girls are going to fall in love with it and have their parents buy them. So you could,
that would be an interesting project for me, even if you had 3 or 4 kids working on one house.
There you go. Right. Youth service providers would love this as a program. So I'll remind myself, and again, I'm actually jotting myself a note now to make sure that you have a copy of that ebook on how to get your book into the library system. You definitely want to do that and use that same tools to get your to do the doll house, because I think you would be just awesome with that. Okay. Because they are just absolutely adorable. Sure. Now, Dean, believe it or not, we're winding down to our about 90 minutes left. Tell us how our listeners can connect with you online.
My email is illfixmyhead@gmail.com, and I have a blog at boneyardexpress.blogspot.com.
Okay.
That they make there's several hundred entries there.
Oh, great. Okay, and basically on the same topics that your book is about, just kind of like journaling.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Different aspects of head fixing, right?
Right. We will make sure that we put that on our Facebook fan page as well. All right, Dean. Well, believe it or not, here's another thing that I wanted to discuss now. Each author, before they come on the show, they send me their author bio. I find the author bios tend to be the most interesting thing about the authors, especially when I read. I spent the next 40 years having 2 kids, 3 wives, and building and operating greenlifedollhouses.com. 3 wives, huh?
3 wives, yeah. I got lucky. I got lucky. I got lucky the first time, the second time, and the third time. I've been great good fortune that be associated with the people that I have over the course of my life. Right.
There you go. Do you find that as you go through your life journey that, things change? That's one thing that's always constant, is that things change. That sometimes you tend to outgrow your life partner. Is that one of the things that you kind of saw with your relationships?
I wouldn't put it like that. Change is the word that counts. That we changed. We both changed. We had wound up with some different feelings about child rearing. I had enough of that the first time, and So that was the catalyst with the second one. But we had lunch with her last week. We stay close and we love each other.
That's great.
Just that, and she has a wonderful daughter that's just graduating high school now. So it worked out fine for both of us.
There you go. And that's how you have to look at it. I'm divorced as well. My ex and I are still really good friends, and it just makes it a lot easier, you know. Well, believe it or not, absolutely. Well, Dean, we thank you so much for coming on the Author Chat Show and sharing your life story and your books and your doll houses with us. Any last words before we let you go?
I think that to approach life, like I said, I fix my head before I'm dead. That it's a project. It's a study / practice of a lifetime that I don't think anybody completes, but you can always get better. I would just encourage people to take out a certain amount of time every day and read and journal. And meditate and do yoga too. I mean, that's a good thing, but I think the journaling and studying is a very, very big key to continually learning and growing.
Wonderful, wonderful. And on that note, that we're going to end our show today, and I agree with you 100%. Anything that helps you grow, you got to embrace it, you know. So, Dean, again, thank you so much for coming on the show. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.
I hope it goes as good as this did. I really enjoyed your company, Lynda.
You are an absolute pleasure to have on the show. And I'll email you my mailing address so that you can send me my kit so that I can work on that with my two grandsons who will probably really get a kick out of it. They're 8 and 2.
Definitely be a nice project for them. The 2's a little bit young, but it'll
absolutely.
Okay,
and I'm sure that will
probably
probably lead. Go ahead, sweetie.
Oh, you're going to send me a link to this?
Absolutely,
yeah.
Right. You're going to get a link to this and a YouTube video from it. The actual link, believe it or not, is that did you get that last email that I sent you with the link? I did that yesterday.
I did. Yeah, yes, I did.
Okay,
I looked at it.
Believe it or not, you can copy and paste that link on your social media sites and websites, and 5 minutes after we go off the air, this is going to go live on our on-demand feature. So any of your fans or family members can listen to this just by clicking on that link 5 minutes after we go off the air, and then I'll try to get you your YouTube video out by this weekend.
Thanks a lot.
Not a problem. Enjoy your Tuesday, and thanks again for coming on the Author Chat Show. Good night. Goodbye.
Great. Bye now.
Okay, so that was Arthur D. Roberts Sr., and again, the title of his book, I'll Fix My Head Before I'm Dead. You guys, even if you just log on and just look at this book cover, it's fabulous. The Kindle version, as I mentioned, is $3. The paperback is $7. So I highly recommend. You heard a sense of humor. I think if you're looking for a good book, he's getting some, really good reviews on it. This sounds like a book that you definitely want to put into your collection. And make sure you check out my Facebook fan page, the Author Chat Show fan page, because I'm going to put a picture, the image of this doll house that I fell in love with that Dean is going to send me a kit so me and my grandsons, Noah and Damien, can put it together the next time they come over. All right, so that's our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you right back here tomorrow for our Wednesday edition of the Author Chat Show. And listen, this edition is going to be great for those of you that were ever interested in a career in copywriting. This is the show you want to definitely tune into. All right, so that's our show for today. Enjoy your Tuesday, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow on the Author Chat Show. Bye-bye.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your move.